Let's just start this video off with a simple message. Merry Christmas. I hope the holidays are treating you all well and that you got everything you wanted this year. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, hopefully you just had a good day nonetheless. To coincide with my main channel video, I thought it would be kind of cool to go over my favourites of the year that weren't to do with video games. Because why not? I did a lot more this year than just play video games. So I thought it would be kind of interesting to share my thoughts briefly on my favourite movie, favourite show, and my top 5 albums that came out in 2024, because music, besides video games, is probably the most important thing to me. This whole video is completely unscripted, like my whole second channel shtick, so, sorry if my thoughts get a bit loose, but, yeah. So, to begin with, my favourite movie of 2024 was Dune Part 2, and it's not even really close. I haven't seen Sonic 3. I still don't think it would beat it, even though Sonic 3 just looks awesome. But I don't know, the whole universe of Dune is so interesting to me. Like, I love sci-fi, and I think Dune has now become even greater than Star Wars ever was for me, which is such a bold take. But I genuinely do think Dune is just a better story. The direction of this film, like just the beauty of it is incredible. Just all the shots. The story is just heartfelt and it's so well acted. It's unbelievable. I love the color grading. Like, I love the scene in the arena. Can't remember what it is specifically, but it's like the moon or the sun is like black and white, so the whole planet is black and white. That scene is incredible. Same with the ending, which obviously I won't fully spoil, but I just love the ending and how I sat through a nearly 3-hour film so excited for like the climax, and then I forgot that the Dune movies are going to be a trilogy, so I got an ending which was very annoying but also very satisfying at the same time. And I just love everything about it. There's just nothing to say. I want to read Dune, and I never read, so yeah, that's all I really have to say about Dune. Again, kind of loose opinions that I'm doing for this video, but I just cannot recommend Dune enough. It is, or just Dune Part 2. Dune Part 1 is also incredible. They're both 10 out of 10 films, in my opinion. And I recommend everyone go check them out. The next thing would be the show. Duh. My favourite show this year, obviously, was Arcane Season 2. I mean, I think it was the only show that I fully watched this year. And I absolutely loved it. Just something about Arcane just speaks to me in so many ways. The animation, genuinely, I think it is the best animated show of all time. I also think it's the best animation ever made. Genuinely. I love the aesthetic. I love the animation style. It's just super impressive to me. The story is even better than the first series, which is crazy because the first series had such a strong narrative, and I cried at the first season. I cried so hard during probably 3 episodes of the 9 episodes that we got, and I think that says a lot about just how much I love Arcane. Its set pieces, its world design, its character progression, like the arcs that some of these people go through is unbelievable, and they're just so well balanced. Like, every character that you think they've done enough with them, they just add something new, and it just makes it so much better. I'm not going to spoil it, although a lot of people probably have already seen stuff, but I will just say Echo and his character arc is so incredible. Just one of the best character arcs, I think, in any show or movie or piece of media, period. Also, the soundtrack, again, they just nailed the soundtrack. I mean, the song by David is incredible. I'm biased, but the song with 21 Pilots is incredible. And the Game Awards, when they did that scream, God, that was just, oh, I loved it so much. Yeah, I absolutely love Arcane. I think it's incredible. And I think if anyone hasn't watched it, even if they haven't watched season 1, please go and watch both seasons and just leave your comments about it, because I think it is genuinely my favourite show of all time. And I don't think that's going to change. That's my favourite show. Now, for my top 5 albums, I am mostly a hip-hop head. Hip-hop and R&B is kind of my main focus, so you're going to see that for pretty much everything. My honourable mentions, I will say, are The Party Never Ends by Juice WRLD, because I'm just a massive Juice WRLD fan. He's my favourite artist. But his album, they could have done better with the album. So I'm kind of disappointed by it a little bit, but it's still great. Still my honourable mentions. GNX by Kendrick did not make my top 5. It's still a great album though. I just think some of the songs are overrated. Like, I think Luther is very overrated. Like, I think Gloria is way better than Luther, but that's just my opinion. But God, the album's great. Trust me, the album's great. It's probably 6th on my list. Kings of the Mischievous South Volume 2 by Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry is just a genius. That's all I have to say. It's just hype music, great production, great flows, love it. And I Lay Down My Life For You by JPEG Mafia was such a surprise for me. I genuinely love it. Like, Either On or Off the Drugs is such a great song. Same with Ex-Military and JPEG Ultra. They're all incredible. But for my actual top 5, in 5th place, I put Logic Ultra 85. I'm going to actually pull it up right now. You're probably going to hear me typing, because again, I do this loosely on this channel. But Ultra 85 was just such a return to form. I think Logic's definitely been getting better, like, as time's gone on. Like, obviously he had, the really rough phase, but I think after that he's really just improved. And Ultra 85 has been an album, like, I've been a fan of his for probably like 6 years, and this album has been teased for the whole time I've been listening to him, and it finally came out, and it's brilliant. It's so worth the wait. Songs like Paul Rodriguez, just 9 minutes of rapping, just crazy. Mission Control is just bouncy. You've got Deja Vu, which is one of my top songs of the year, because just the flow is incredible. You've got Favela, that's really, deep and like dark, but also hopeful at the same time. You've got Love Me, which is just a really sort of depressing song, really sinister song. You've got Teleport, which is just that lyrically is just tragic, but it's just got this really up-tempo beat, and I absolutely love it. And City in the Stars with Robert Ivory, just such a peaceful, just gentle song. Like, it just makes you feel happy. I love Ultra 85, and the album cover as well. Sam Spratt, you are a genius. I just love all of Sam Spratt's work. Go and check out Ultra 85, because it is so underrated. Like, the biggest song on it has 10 million streams, and that's because it was a single. So go and check it out. Number 4 is going to be Billie Eilish with Hit Me Hard and Soft. I've always liked Billie Eilish, and I will say there's actually 2 songs on this album I don't really care for. I think The Diner is like kind of crap. I never listened to The Diner. But like Skinny is great. Birds of a Feather, I literally, when I first listened to it, I was like, this is the hit, and then Lunch became the hit, but then Birds of a Feather became the hit. The Greatest, and just the climax of that song is incredible. And Blue is one of my favourite outros, might be ever. It's probably top 3 Billie Eilish song for me. I love Blue. I can't get enough of it. It's so depressing, so harrowing, but I just love it. It just fits the theme so well. I think the production's great. I think Billie just vocally sounds better than ever. And I was very happy that this album ended up being as good as it was, for 10 songs as well. I thought it was just incredible, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next with her, because I think she's really talented. But moving on to my top 3, I'm going to go with Clancy by 21 Pilots. I am seeing 21 Pilots in 2025. I'm seeing them 2 weeks before my number 2 pick on the list. Excuse me. God, I just love Clancy, man. I remember when Overcompensate came out, and I realised about halfway through a car journey, and I listened to it, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. When it says like Welcome Back to Trench at the start, and like Trench is one of my favourite albums of all time, I was like, oh my god, this album's going to be crazy. And then Next Semester came out, and that's, even though it's not one of my most listened to songs of the year, in fact it is, it's near the top, but that is probably my favourite song, maybe, to have come out in 2024. Just love Next Semester. Midwest Indigo, just Routines in the Night, Vignette, and just the synths on that song, it's like, it just gives me an eargasm. I love Vignette. If there's one song on this album that you need to listen to, it will either be Next Semester or Vignette. Oh god, that song just does something to me. Navigating is just fantastic. Just all the drums and guitar is crazy. The screaming on At the Risk of Feeling Dumb, and then Paladin Straight, the longest 21 Pilots song they've ever made, and it's just so brilliantly orchestrated, so climactic, fits with the theme. It was my most listened to album of the year, Clancy. And honestly, I'm not surprised why. There's not a bad song on the album. Lavish might be the worst, but it's still so catchy. But number 2, kind of obvious, Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator. I mean, I was booming when this album got announced. I was so hyped for this album to come out. When he did the teaser trailer with Saint Chroma, then the teaser of Thought I Was Dead, which Thought I Was Dead is probably a top 3 song of this year for me. It would probably be my number 1 most listened to song if it came out earlier in the year. Thought I Was Dead is incredible. Just the whole branding of it. When he announced the tour, I took a day off uni to guarantee I get 3 tickets. And I managed to get them. So that's going to be incredible when I go and see him. Chromacopia just doesn't have a bad song. There is not a bad song. Saint Chroma, amazing production. Daniel Caesar vocals, awesome. Ratata, Annoyed, Hype. Darling I nearly made me cry the first time. It gives me goosebumps whenever I listen to that song. Hey Jane, just brilliant. Go Away, Driving Theory app. Sticky, when I heard Sticky for the first time, I've not had a reaction to a song since probably Utopia, when that came out. That was just incredible. Take Your Mask Off, incredible. As I said, Thought I Was Dead, incredible. Like Him, brilliant. Balloon is just a bop. Just love Balloon. There's not a bad song on Chromacopia. Everyone's listened to it. And I can't recommend it enough. But my number 1 is going to be an album that I reckon not a single person watching this, well, maybe. Well, none of my friends have listened to this album. It's very niche, and not many people know it. It's very underground, but it's easily the best album I heard this year, and it's Scrapyard by Quedeca. Quedeca has not only my favourite album of all time, that being I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, but Fantasy World on that album is also probably my favourite song of all time. But the fact he just took Lucy's from that album rollout, called it Scrapyard, bundled them all together into a mixtape, and just released it, and it's still the best album of the year. Songs that weren't even meant to come out. And I just can't get enough of this album. It's an album I can't listen to too much because it just makes me sad with a lot of the songs. But it just evokes so much emotion. with me. I think a lot of the songs speak to me on a personal level. I think songs like Guide Dog, Easier might be the best song of this year, but it did come out last year, so I'm not going to count that. You Don't Know Me Like That, Under My Skin, Being Yourself. I try that thing where you're human, the ending where just all the strings just go up to the top, and then you have this like just emotional ballad that gets cut off. Just incredible. You've got Texas Blue, which is just like a hopeful finale that feels like a finale to the whole album cycle. Pretty Privilege is a song lyrically that I relate to so much. Dust Cutter is just a powerful banger of an intro. Way Too Many Friends is catchy. Guess Who is catchy. There's a good mix of like rapping, somber, indie, electronic, folk. All these genres just mixed into one album. And you just pulls it off. Everything. And I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with Scrapyard. It's my favourite album to come out this year. It's one of my favourite albums ever. And the fact he's probably going to be releasing Vanisher, which is his next album, next year, in 2025, that's going to be amazing. Yeah. Scrapyard is my favourite album of the year. I think everyone should listen to it. Not even just Scrapyard. Listen to I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, and listen to From Me to You as well. Just his 3-album run, genuinely, I think is up there with some of the best 3-album runs ever. I can't get enough of Quadeca. He's incredible. You'll either like him or not. If you don't like him, that's fair enough. If you do, please talk to me about him whenever you get the chance. I love him so much. No homo. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all for 2024. I forgot the year for a sec. I really appreciate all the support once again. Go and watch my new video if you haven't on the main channel, because I spent way too long working on it. And I'm really grateful for everything this year, and I hope that more movies and more great shows come out this year. Next year. I'm gonna try and watch Fallout next year. There's bound to be a bunch of movies I'm forgetting about that are coming out. Most importantly, a bunch more music and a bunch more games are gonna come out as well. And yeah, that's all I have to say really. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great New Year's and a great Christmas. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.